Hi there. So in this video I'm going to talk about how to set up your FTP server, which is in essence you creating your own cloud, and you don't have to pay for services like Dropbox or iCloud or any other iCloud services. And you can have as much space as you want without any limitation. And when you take a picture from your phone or from your tablet, you can easily transfer those pictures to your FTP server. Doesn't matter where you are. So you can transfer file from anywhere, wherever there's internet connection, because with the file transfer protocol FTP, you'll be able to transfer your documents to your server no matter where you are, as long as you have internet connection. Yeah, one other thing is that I'm going to set up without any SSL, or I'm just going to do the basic security. If you are seriously using it for business or for any other purpose, I would strongly suggest that you create SSL certificate and set up in SSL manner. So let's take a look how to set up FTP server. Hi, to create a FTP server, first thing you have to do is to create a static IP address. Now, static IP address is actually a fixed one. The reason is that you're going to port forward your IP address, and if you're going to connect your FTP server, you need to have that as IP address change from time to time. So please take a look. Alright, so in order to change the IP address, go into right click on network, left click on properties, okay, left click on Ethernet, and in your case it could be laptop wireless or or a wireless connection. And then after you get that, click on properties, then click on Internet Protocol version 4, IPv4, and then left click on the property of that. Once you get it, as you could see that I have already created the IP address of this computer. So basically what you would do, your computer would show that obtain an IP address automatically. So just change it to use the following IP address and change the IP address whatever you would like, but it has to be in confirmation to your default gateway. Whatever your default gateway is, just make sure that you follow the first three are the same as your default gateway, okay, and subnet mask remain the same, okay. Preferred DNS server could be anything, but this is a Google one, that public one I use. So 8888, and then the alternate is 8844, and just click OK, right, and close. And then what it will do, it will just reconfigure itself, and you will have the IP address. You want to double check your IP address. Basically, you'll go into search, type CMD to get to your command prompt, left click on command prompt and type in ipconfig, and it will give you the IP address and also give you the default gateway, okay. All right, so let's close this. All right, that's the first thing. Now second thing is to create an FTP folder. All right, basically I'm going to create an FTP folder in E, and I will call that folder my cloud. All right, That's your FTP folder. Now, once you created that, uh, next thing is to go to your control panel. Now, you could go to control panel because I already have the shortcut here. But if you want to go to control panel and you don't know, you just type in a search control panel and it will show up right here. The next thing you'll do on a control panel, a lot of you probably will have this one, category. So go over here, view by, small icon. Okay. Then, okay, open programs and feature. Left click on programs and feature. Okay. Then left click on turn Windows feature on or off. Once you get to that, scroll down until you see Internet Information Services. Okay, expand that. Okay, check FTP Server. Okay, and after that, just make sure, because if you collect on this, okay, when you check this, I just realized when you check this, these two also get checked off. So also check FTP Server, expand FTP Server, make sure FTP extensibility is also checked. Okay, all right, and once you do that, we would just want to check these two to make sure important security. Okay, basically it's the same thing. All right, so we'll just click OK, and the moment you do that, the window will install the required services. Okay, close that. Okay, next thing we'll do, we'll click on Control Panel Home, and then from here we'll click on Administrative Tools, and then on Internet Information Services, open it up. Okay, and then when you expand, which is the name of the computer here, you get two options: expand the sites, and then you see a default site, and right on the side, right click on it, and you get the option of adding FTP Site. So let's add FTP Site. I call it FTP on E drive, and remember our path, it was E drive. Okay, right here, and then we look for our folder, my cloud. Click OK. So that's the path. Click next. Now IP address. Remember my IP address was 168.116. If you're not sure of your IP address after you have created one, just search for CMD again. Left click on command prompt and type in ipconfig, and this is where you'll get your IP address. Okay. All right, and I'm not going to require SSL, but if this is your business or it's a secure site, I would suggest that you do require SSL and create SSL certificate, which go into a little complication, but I am not going to do that. So it's I'll select no SSL and click next. Okay, now I will select basic authentication. Okay, and allow access to. I'll allow to specific user. Who's a specific user? Well, whomever is the computer administrator. Right now, there are different way of checking it, but I'll click on this PC, left click on manage, then left click on actually expand local user, and left click on users, and this is where you'll see in my case is my name, and whatever your name is, it will show up here. So we'll type in Qureshi, and the permission read and write, and finish. Okay, now we're going to create a user, FTP user actually we're going to create. So click on settings, click on accounts. Okay, click on family and other users, and under other user add someone else to this PC. Okay, and just select this, I don't have this person sign in information. Okay, and then we're not dealing with Microsoft accounts, so this is add user without Microsoft account. Okay, and now the username. Okay, so what we have done, okay, we have used, or actually I'm using Mr. Q server as a username, and I'm going to give a password. Make it secure, at least one cap, one number, and one special character. So I'm going to select, in my case it's going to be okay, and then create security questions. Okay, so once you create the user, it will show a local account. So click on that, change the account type and make it administrator. Click OK. All right, that's it. So we have a user, and now we need to get into our firewall. So close this. Okay. Oh, before we go into the firewall, we go back into the administrative tool. Okay, and then go into IIS Manager, Internet Information Services. Expand this computer name, and then expand the site, and click on your site, and right click on FTP Authorization Rule, open feature. This time you're going to add a rule. Okay, and then you're going to add a user. Okay, specified user, and who we are using, we're using Mr. Q server, the user that we have created. We give read and write permission to that user. Click OK. All right, so here we go. All right, now we can close this and we can go back to our window firewall. Okay, window firewall. Here we're going to allow an app or feature through Windows Defender Firewall. Okay, we are looking for FTP Server. Okay, just check that. Make sure you check both. Actually, you have to go to change setting, and after you change setting, you check that, and then make sure you check both private and public. Okay, and click OK. Right now, I would also do advanced setting. Click on advanced setting. Okay, so this is what we do. We go into the advanced setting, click on inbound rule, make sure they are in alphabetical order, and create new rule. Just make sure that okay, create new rule. Okay, click on port, next. This type you're going to type in 20, 21, 1024 2655535. Okay, next. Okay, allow connection, next. Keep all these three checked, next, and give a name, FTP connection, and then finish. Okay, and we want to go back to make sure that our ports are there, and they are. Okay, advanced is all checked. Okay, and general. All right, okay, so that's that. Now in outbound rule, you do the same thing. Okay, you create, just make sure you put them in alphabetical order. Okay, and then you're going to right click on it and left click on property and disable this rule. Okay, and that was the FTP traffic out. Now this one too, FTP server, disable this one, right click on it, or disable rule, you could do that way, right? Okay, and now create a new rule, ports, okay, and specific ports, this time 20, comma 21, comma, these are FTP ports, and this is the range of ports. Okay, click OK, allow connection, next, give a name, FTP connection out. That's the name we are giving. Go back to make sure our ports are there, and all three are checked. Okay, all right. Okay, the next thing we'll do, we'll go into that folder for FTP that we have created on E drive. Okay, and there is my cloud right here. Okay, we're gonna right click on it. Okay, left click on property. Okay, and left click on security, and click on edit. Okay, and we're gonna add, at this time we're gonna add that Mr. Q server. Okay, and you want to check the name, and here it is. Okay, click OK. Now what we do, we highlight that Mr. Q and give him full control, apply. Okay, all right, so we are done with that, and I believe we are done. Now it's the time to check our FTP folder. I forgot to do one important thing, and that is to port forward our FTP ports so that we could have a connection from outside through our router. So we open the browser, go to our router, whatever your router gateway is. Okay, and we go to type the password, go to port forward, select from IP menu, and we selected that, application to forward, FTP. Okay, and then add. All right, so it is added, and apply. That's all. Okay, and log out. Now we have a chance to test our server. So now we're gonna check our server. So open a browser, type in FTP colon / 192.168.1.16. That's our IP address when we enter. Okay, it shows up right here. Okay, type in our username, Mr. Q server, and our password. And here we are. We have nothing in that file right now. So we're going to add some file in here and check it. So let's go back to our E drive and our cloud, and then we're going to copy some file from the previous server. Okay, all right, and we'll copy one. Actually, first we'll create a folder here called other files. Okay, in that file we'll copy a couple of files here. Okay, and we close that. So go back to our browser and we type in FTP / 192.168.1.16 and type in our username, Mr. Q server, and the password. And as you see that folder, and those are the two files right here. Okay, all right, and then we can open this file. Now this is a local address. What if you are outside and you need to connect? Since we already port forwarded ports, so we're gonna see that how we do it. So we go in there in a browser, type in FTP colon / Now instead of local IP address, we're gonna put a WAN IP address, which is your router IP address. So how you find out? You just say, what is my IP address, and enter. I'm not going to do that, but when you do that, it will show right here. You write it down and you put it in here. Okay, so creating FTP server, there were many steps. So just to wrap it up, the first thing you'll do is create a static IP address by going right-clicking on network, left-clicking on property, left-clicking on either Ethernet or Wi-Fi. Left-clicking on Ethernet or Wi-Fi you have, and left-clicking on properties here, and then highlight IPv4 and left-click on property and select your IP address in accordance with your default gateway. And okay, and then the next step you had to go back into your control panel and go into the program feature and then turn Windows feature on and off, and just expand Internet Information Service and highlight this. When you highlight this, these two will checked in, and then you expand FTP server, make sure that these two are checked also, and when you click OK, it will install the services. Then you go back into your administrative tools and go into Internet Information Services, and at which point you will expand that, and you will expand this, and you right click on it to add the FTP site, which we have added here, and then you will open this to okay, you will open the feature to allow the administrator of this computer, which you will find it by going into this PC, manage, and you will expand the users and click on user, and this is where you find it, and then you will give the read and write permission, and then you'll create another user by going into setting and accounts, and then family another user, and add someone to this PC. And when that happens, you will say I don't have this person sign in information, and then add this person without Microsoft account, give the username, password, and re-enter the password, and give security question. And then once it's done, you will just go back to that person. It will just say standard, so you will go over here, you will change the account type and change it to administrator, and okay. And then you will create allow rule here, and you will put down that user here to give read and write to specific user. Okay, and then after that you will go back into your firewall, window firewall, and you will allow app to a feature, and then you will click on FTP Server. You will change the setting and you select both, and then you will go back and then select the advanced setting and go into inbound rule and make sure that your is in alphabetical order. You go to all right, it doesn't show anymore right here, I believe. Okay, you will disable these. Okay, and then you will create a FTP connection by creating these port 20 comma 21 comma and then this, and just apply that. Okay, and then same thing you'll do in the outbound. Okay, and that's it for that. And one other thing, you will go back into your folder, your FTP folder which you have created, and you will right click on that folder, left click on property, left click on security, and you will click on edit, and you will add that specific user. When you add that user here, you check the name and click OK, and that user will show up here, and then you highlight that user and give full control to that user, and that'll be it. Okay, also you will go into your router gateway address by typing it whatever it is, like in my case is 192.168.1.1, and then you will log in into your router and port forward your local IP address that you have to port 21. Okay, and then you can go back and check your FTP server by going into FTP, your IP address that you have created, and it will show up here, and you will log in. Okay, and you will get into the site. And same thing you'll do when you are doing from outside. You'll do FTP colons / and your WAN IP address, and you'll get the same thing. Okay, and then I will show further on how to do it on iPad and iPhone by using that FTP Managers app. Thank you. Alright, so I'm showing this on an iPad. Basically you will go into App Store and search for FTP Manager. Okay, now on the top on the left, FTP Manager Pro, I purchased that one. That was about $3. And FTP Manager on the right is a free version. Both are the same. I think the free version is going to work out for most of you. So just get that app. I already have that app, so I want to show you that how that works. Okay, if I go into FTP Server, all right, basically what you'll do right on the top where it says edit FTP Manager Pro, and there's a plus sign. You click on that plus sign and this window opens up. Then you click on FTP, and then where it says display name, you can give any name, and where it says host name IP address, you type in your WAN IP address, not your local IP address. And remember, I told you how to do that by going into the browser and typing in what is my IP address, and that will be your IP address there. Now port is the one you put down 21, and then username and a password. Once you do that, click on that save on the top right. Okay, and I have already done that, and when you click on this my server, you'll be able to see the file that I have in that server. One other thing is, like, if you go into the photo library and you pick up your recent photo, any of your recent photo, let's say, okay, let's say if I want to pick up, I click on edit right on the top right where it says edit, click on it, and then these round circles show up under each picture, and what you'll do, you just highlight those, okay, and then what you'll do, you'll just say copy to right on the bottom, okay, and once you do that, it will ask you where, and where it says my server, that is the one, my FTP server. So I click over there, and then it's asked you which folder. I will say other files, and then I'll just save it. Okay, so it's asking me because it's already have the other files, so I'll just skip those, and it will be, it will copy the one file which was not there. Okay, and that is the way to do it. All right. Okay, so if I go back to my FTP folder and I want to see that I just transferred those 3 pictures from my iPad, if they are there, go to other files, and then I put it in date sorting, and it's right there. One of them is right there. Okay, the other 2 are right here. Okay, all right, so that's all. Hi, one thing about FTP when you're using in a browser, that you would not be able to copy and paste file within the folder when you're in a browser. So let's take a look. If we log into server, okay, okay, and we see it right here, and if we try to drag a file here, it will not save the file in the folder yet. It's going to give you the option of saving the file in the computer, and will go into the download folder. So how do we do that? So basically you click on this PC and you map up the network drive, and when you map the network drive, instead of browsing for the drive, or you will just click on this connect to website that you can use to store your document and picture, and then click next, and this is highlighted. Click next, and then type in your FTP address just like you will do it on the browser. Right now I am typing the local address. When you are outside your network, you type in your WAN IP address. Okay, and uncheck log on anonymously, put down your user number, okay, and give a name, Mr. Q, FTP Site. It may ask you for password, it may not, but if it asks you password, you provide the password, and then you finish it. Okay, and it didn't ask for password this time, but because I already created before, so if you haven't created it, it will ask it, prompt you to put a password, and what you do, you put the password in there. You could check save the password, but if it's a public computer and you're outside your network, you would rather not save the password automatically. So here's a folder. So now if we try to copy this file here, it get copied. Okay, and then we go back and check our server that is there, and we go to our actual drive where FTP server is, and you see the file is right there. Okay, all right. So that is one of the thing in FTP server. You could use a third-party like FileZilla or other FTP manager, but this is more secure because you're the only one who knows the password and your security question. All right, thanks. That's it. Thank you very much for watching. You will be able to use your FTP server from anywhere. The only thing is that if you're using your own organization, there's a possibility that your organization block FTP connection for their own security. But if you will have your iPhone, or you have your iPad or tablet with you, you can always, and if you have cellular connection, you can still go into your file and type in your WAN IP address, and or here I'm just going to type in the local address, and you could go in there. Okay, type in your username and password. And here you are. You have all these files there, right? Thank you very much for watching. I hope you like this video, and if this works out for you, please like it, you may share it, and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much for watching.